What's up? What's up? God, I haven't made a video in so long, and oh shit, and yeah, I've just been really busy with work and stuff like that. But I had some time, and it's the middle of the day. And today, this video, what I'm going to talk about is that I have never been anyone's first. Anyone's first kiss, anyone's first choice. There's always some level of hesitation, of giving, because they've already like had all their firsts and all their first unique experiences and stuff like that. And I don't think that I'm like alone. Like I'm not special, right? Not a lot of guys are selectively chosen to be anyone's first. A lot of people just get scraps, ghosts of like fucking emotional. I don't know, but yeah, I just never was ever put in a position where like a girl was ever like solely mine. Like there's always like a past. There's always like another. There's always another person that they think about, an ex that they can't get over. And yes, I'm well aware of that. Yeah, I'm definitely not alone in this at all. And I guess it just has me thinking about like what love really is and how painful it is to like not like like be anyone's first, right? There's a certain level of like beauty in like being someone's first. I think it's like highly romantic, right? Sharing a first kiss with each other, like your very first kiss, or sharing your first fuck together, right? Like that's meaningful. Or just some other like high level act of devotion for another person that is exclusively theirs. And I think a lot of guys, not every guy really yearns for it, but for like highly sensitive, like men, it's like something that they yearn for. And I think like what it solves like emotionally is like just a lack of uncertainty, right? Because if a person, right, has shared a lot of firsts with another person, or they've just been through a string of relationships, or they basically have no unique experiences left to share, right? There's a level of uncertainty, right? Well, because if you shared all these experiences with this guy and he was your first, and you deliberately chose him to be your first, then why are you with me? And how am I different? Like how am I special? You know what I mean? Like, and like being like first kind of like solves that level of like uncertainty. Like you're not really, because there's, like there's like no one to compare to. There's no one to that they think about still, right? And so it's just solves a level of uncertainty that is just deeply human, you know. Especially if you're like a loyal person and you really actually do just want to be with one person for the rest of your life. It like it alleviates that uncertainty. But I guess like that's kind of the problem with dating nowadays, is because like no one, like not a lot of girls have any like real firsts left, you know? One can argue that that simply by chance, by another person just simply being there and them just reaching out in that moment, is that first experience. And it isn't necessarily like this well thought out, like planned, like romantic gesture of like symbolisms, like, oh my God, you're like the first person to XYZ. And I deliberately chose you. No, no, like they could have just been there, you know? But it doesn't necessarily stop the want, like wanting to be someone's first, or wanting to be selectively and deliberately chosen and uniquely chosen. And it's just deeply painful to come to the realization that you might not ever get that might not ever happen for you, and that you'll just have to live with the uncertainty. But not to worry, all these fucking people who like give away their first and shit like that, it's not like they stayed. You'd be very lucky if you gave all your first experiences away to one person and they actually stayed. You'd be extremely lucky. But, you know, I know a lot of people who, chose each other in high school, right? And they stayed with each other for years or whatever, or maybe they met like later or whatever, and they stayed for years and they gave and all their firsts were together, and it still fucks up. It still ends. There is no level of like uncertainty that can be solved simply through symbolism, simply through being chosen first, because you want a level of certainty. Because shit just happens. Shit just ends for no fucking reason at all. You know what I mean? But doesn't stop us from wanting it though. But yeah, I think in an ideal scenario, like like that story is like what we crave, like that what some of us fucking crave, of selectively choosing someone to be there first, and you doing the same. It's just like it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so precious, and I wish that people took it more seriously. And yeah, like in a way, I almost feel like dating, like dating can be just sort of like, oh my god, how do I explain this? It's sort of like just living in like the moment, right? Who are you dating? What are you doing? What is the best option available for you in that certain time, like in that fucking moment? You know what I mean? It's like very not deliberate. It's very like survivalist because you're just trying to survive, right? You're just trying to get your emotional needs met. You're just trying to, get validation. You're trying to get like attention or some shit like that. So you don't really think about like, oh my god, saving yourself. You know? Yeah, it's just it seems corny when I say it, or like whenever I just talk about it, but it's just like it's true though, dude. You know what I mean? Like, right? Because like that's what a person who takes relationships seriously would do, right? Like they would just save themselves instead of like or save the experiences so that they can have this beautiful relationship of like give and take and having like unique experiences like together. But yeah, I know that a lot of guys don't really get that. I certainly didn't get that. And now it just kind of leaves me like here, which is just like basically like coping, like dating these like I don't know, just unsure, like hesitant people who think about other choices and think about other bullshit, and it's not ideal. Yeah, and in a way, it's like highly unromantic, like just sort of like dating or trying to date, but you're just basically just choosing what is available or like what is the best option. You know what I mean? And that's why I just kind of stayed away from dating for years, because I knew that it's just fucking bullshit, dude. You know. So maybe I'm like a vol cell or whatever, but man, I don't even know like how long this fucking video is. Like, yeah, but it's kind of a complex topic, you know. Just kind of just yeah. I guess like like a healthier way to think about, not healthier because I still think it's cope, is just thinking about if you want someone's like symbolic first, then you can be thinking about, how does a person show up for you, day by day? Because really, that's the only thing that really matters, right? Maybe it's cope, maybe it's not cope, but it's like, who cares? Like, maybe like if they did have like all their firsts already, it's still the first time with you. I think this is cope, but but this is just like sometimes you got to see both sides of the coin because you have to live somehow, right? You have to hope for romance somehow, right? Because at the end of the day, like, we only really have today, you know, today and the future. Like, they might have shown like higher levels of intensity or emotional intensity in the past, but whenever they were choosing their first, but it maybe does take away what they might do today, but it truly is just the past, you know, and it sucks, but that's just what modern dating has come to. Yeah. But it does sort of make me feel a little hopeless because I do still want to be, someone's deliberate first choice. And to solve that uncertainty. But yeah. In a way, though, I do still think that, like, just living in the moment and just sort of like seeing how a person chooses you, day by day, you know, and having it all stack up over like years and years and years through marriage, through whatever, right? Having that all stack up, that can be a little, that can be even more strong than just one event, one moment, right? I kind of rambled. I kind of rambled, you know. I just I just wish that there was something else I can do other than complain and like work through the thoughts of like not feeling chosen or not being anyone's first. And always feeling like I hate to say this, but like insecure about like where I place in someone's life. And I don't necessarily think it's my fault, you know? I don't necessarily think it's my fault. Because again, I think that like trying to like say like, hey, it's all about, because the symbols matter. The symbols matter, the experiences matter. But yeah, forgive me, guys. I just like started getting back into this, and so sometimes I also just like, ramble and stuff like that. I think that other people like so much other guys experience what I'm feeling, especially if you're like a highly sensitive guy. And so if you want to leave a comment, talk about your own experiences, and share them, or share your own coping mechanism. You know, because in a way I still do feel like, hey, like, well, what else are you gonna do? You have to live day by day. It seems like survivalist or like coping, but you know, I think another way is to maybe not let like one person's like opinion or your one particular person's like value or like perception of your own value like have so much power over like how you feel about yourself, because that's another thing too, is like whenever you're not someone's first choice you start to think, hey, is there something wrong with me? Did I do something wrong? Is this all my fault? you know am I just a loser? Did I not do enough? you know Did I not meet enough conditions? But as life turns out, the more people you meet, start to realize that people just choose their first purely out of circumstance, purely because they were there, and simply because they put themselves there for that circumstance to even occur. And it isn't necessarily anything that wrong with me or wrong with you. It's just simply timing. And I hope whoever's watching this, we don't have to necessarily cope with, oh, like, how is she going to love me day by day? Hopefully, you get the unique, profound, beautiful experience of being chosen and being someone's first everything, so that you can feel profoundly chosen and certain, and you can embark on that journey. But for now, you gotta just live to fight another day. That's kind of how I feel. Sometimes I feel a little hopeless. Today I feel particularly hopeless and that's why I'm making this video. This is my coping mechanism. This is how I vent to my 30 viewers. But it's still fun to talk about. It's still fun to connect. And yeah, I still would like to share. So thanks for watching me share this experience. Again, leave a comment if you would like to share your own experience about this kind of like suffering, this kind of pain that of not feeling chosen, not feeling like someone's first, feeling so much hesitation in romance. But yeah, thanks for watching.